COE 2026 has concluded more than a week ago, and although for most people this experience has been pretty positive, which I'll make a video about pretty soon, an unfortunate event has happened that hasn't been really the best to witness for most attendees. On August 4th of 2026, the pretty popular and somewhat controversial figure in the OSU community by the name of Danny has tweeted this. Second COE in a row where someone gets banned for sexual assault, by the way. Someone in the replies under this tweet asked who this was, and Danny directly pointed towards that person, which was Elias Osu. Elias is a 4-digit Osu player who you may or may not know. He has some pretty popular connections in the Osu community. A relatively known French player by the name of Suri asked as to what happened, and Danny responded with the fact that apparently he went around drunk trying to kiss people and then touched some girls inappropriately. One of the victims in this situation came out with a quote tweet to this tweet and stated her perspective on the entire situation, where they said, "To add to this, I had zero fucking clue who the guy was and he would not leave me the fuck alone. I told him multiple times to not kiss me on the cheek, but he continued and also gripped my chest twice. Pondus and his girlfriend had to lure me away from the bars to safety. He also kept rambling how hot it was and bothering other people about it and kept trying to get me away from the group for private convos. The day after, he also had the audacity to ask if he could stay at my place for the week because of his own fuck up with the B&B. Something to add for context is that apparently this incident was one day before COE happened at a certain bar near the city, but towards the end of the tweet they mentioned how there was a situation related to this person Elias in a certain Airbnb, because apparently this person by the name of Elias has screwed up 11 people with an Airbnb incident, which Danny has actually tweeted about, and he stated this. Same guy this year tried sneaking in 11 people in a 6-person B&B, received a warning, ignored said warning, so obviously everyone got kicked out, 11 people lost their place to stay for COE, and $350 because Airbnb denied the refund. One of the people that was actually involved in this situation was a very popular top player by the name of Ronnie Sunny, who tweeted right after this incident happened on the first day, where he said this: "Day 1 COE, lost a place to sleep, lost my shoe, almost froze to death again, probably getting sick again." Now thankfully right after the second day of COE he managed to figure out some stuff and move on forward with the event, and later on after COE was pretty much done he made an entire statement regarding the situation where he said this: "I was one of the 11 people in this B&B. The fact that I also was a part of the tourney made my whole week into a stressful nightmare. One of my IRL friends stayed with us and got sick 2x because he didn't have a place to stay and went home midweek. Me and STP Reaper mainly tried to organize a place for us all to stay, while Elias didn't even try to find a place for us but decided to find one for himself and goes like, 'I found my place at least.' Of course it wasn't only me and Reaper, but almost all of them tried their best to find something for the week, especially Reaper since he was driving a butt-fuck ton just for us. I did enjoy the event a lot, but I would have enjoyed it so much more if a lot of things didn't happen." Now right after these tweets were coming out about Elias, apparently Elias tried to make an apology about this entire thing by tweeting this: "I would like to start off by saying I heavily apologize. I caused a lot of discomfort for many people this COE. Even though I was blackout drunk and do not remember the night, it is no excuse for my actions. Once I have been told what I have done being the last day of COE, I have never felt more regret and genuine shock in my life. I never wished something like this would ever happen, and even in my drunken state I have no idea what I was thinking. Everything that has happened, including the hate, a loss in friendship, and the ban is well deserved. I am not asking for forgiveness since this is not the type of thing to be easily forgiven and forgotten. All I'm asking for is for this apology to be reached out to the people I have harmed and been around. There is no such thing as a person improving instantly, therefore I will give myself time by isolating from the community in order to focus on myself and improve as a person." However, this apology didn't stick with people that much because apparently there was more to this situation as well, since Danny responded to this with a tweet by stating, "You got some balls to say this when you know it happened before in 2025, happened multiple nights this year, and not even mention your friends that were homeless in a foreign country." Danny stated the reason why he's bringing up this is because apparently last year Elias tried to do this stuff to him as well. He let it slide because a lot of people apparently liked him back then, but after finding out that multiple people had similar experiences with Elias regarding this situation, he regrets not speaking about this situation sooner. Another very popular figure in the Osu community by the name of Saito, who attended COE 2025, confirms that while he was with Elias at a bar, Elias has apparently bought him hella drinks at the bar and then later on tried kissing him. But right after this uncovered publicly, people were discussing of whether or not Elias should be banned from Osu, similar to how a lot of Polish players were banned after the Kill Salute incident. Dara, who is part of the nomination assessment team at Osu, said this on a tweet regarding the situation. The two specimens at COE who got banned from the event for sexual harassment should also be banned from Osu as a whole. This is a thought I had after I remembered the Kill Salute incident and the logic used there. They are both officially supported lands, are they not? The host of Kill actually responded to this by stating, "I think it's mostly due to us asking support for help regarding the matter. It's up to Cavouy if he will do it or not. Although I can't say much as I wasn't even on COE, just talking how I look at it from a perspective of Kill." Now, something to note here is that we only know that all of these incidents have happened outside of the venue of COE at certain local bars at the city. I wasn't able to find any information of whether or not something like this happened directly inside of the venue of COE. If you have found any information, do let me know. But I do know, as a person who has attended COE, is that they don't allow alcohol inside of the venue itself. Now, at the moment, that seems to be it regarding the situation. If you do know any more info regarding this, leave it down below in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.